What's up, everybody? So you want a crypto? What's going down? Today, let's talk about augmented reality again. OVR's been crushing it. I saw it was up over $3. They're past 100,000 lands, so now they're going to raise the base price. So I thought I'd look around at some comparison augmented reality lands, the overlay. So not virtual reality lands like Decentraland or anything like that. These are real world digital overlays of the real world. All right, and the first one we're going to talk about today is SuperWorld. So here's SuperWorld's superworldapp.com real estate. All these links will be below, by the way. Yeah, it's a pretty neat little site. You can dig, property seek. You can buy Machu Picchu, the Great Wall, Golden Gate Bridge, Central Park, Eiffel Tower, Taj Mahal. Alright, so for this one, SuperWorld, there are 64 billion plots. Each one of them is a square. They're geolocated, and the squares are they are 100 by 100 meters square. And that is, roughly, the size of one New York City block in the United States. So it's a decentralized AR platform geographically mapped onto the real world. It's either ERC 721 SuperWorld virtual real estate tokens. So that's on Ethereum. And what can you do on this? So you can basically do advertising, e-commerce, gaming, data analytics, all on your land. And here we go. So it has a pretty cool team and a lot of big names kind of behind it and in collaboration with previous stuff. And so here's your co-founder right here. And previously he was the co-founder for Rogue Initiative, which does all sorts of really cool animated stuff and gaming. And so they've worked with Amblin, Activision, EA, DreamWorks. I think I saw Michael Bay in there somewhere. Sony Pictures, New Regency. Quite a big, this is the Rogue Initiative Studios and everything. And join our team. Oh yeah, here's, maybe this is you if you're looking. Some LA positions open. But yeah, this is, the previous project to SuperWorld for the co-founder. And that kind of makes sense, getting into augmented reality and, production, Hollywood, and stuff like that. You could do some big stuff on some augmented overlays on some real places. So here we go. We're looking at SuperWorld's map. And everything starts out at 0.1 ETH, which is 159.89 US dollars. So $160 right now, roughly. And, it shows, here's the US, North America, South America. I don't see any, and I'm not sure if these are active listings or prices that are sold. But I just picked a spot. Here we go. This is Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. And then this is North Beverly right here. And you can see the gray is sold. And then right here, someone is trying to resell the north corner right here of Rodeo. And this is Rodeo. As it goes down, you can see. And then here's the little outskirt. Let's click, see what happens. So they want to purchase for 100 for sale right now, 100 ETH if you want to buy North Rodeo Drive. And then let's see what this says. This land is already owned. And from what I understand, I think each land was 0.1 ETH. Yeah, right here. When you buy it. So they paid 0.1 and now they want 100. I'm not sure it's appreciated that much just yet, but I could be wrong. Let's look on OpenSea, and we can see these are all SuperWorld land bundle. We got 1 ETH, we got 88 ETH, 1 ETH, 0.45 ETH. And, it's really hard to say. Once they get a better marketplace for this kind of stuff, where you can actually see the location, instead of just this doesn't really tell me a whole lot. For $1,800, you kind of want to see what you're getting. It makes it hard for people to sell and market this on these exchanges. All right, so anyway, that's SuperWorld. The next one we're going to jump to is OVR. So going back just real quick, to buy land on here, you just need Ethereum. And when you use the Ethereum, you're getting the ERC 721. So if you're asking how to get what to do, that's what you're doing. Now, when we get to OVR, you need OVR. OVR is an ERC token. It's an ERC20 token. And then it does the same thing. Instead, it uses the OVR token instead of Ethereum to buy and sell on its site. And you still get the overland, which there's 1.6 trillion overlands, OVR land. And those are hexagon shaped. And they are 300 square meters in size for OVR. And each of those can then be broken down into 7 subsections to really get into a specific, you can have 7 different individual experiences in one OVR hex, right? So you can mint them and put them onto, say, OpenSea like this. These have been minted. And now, you have to pay your gas fees to mint it onto the Ethereum network. And now it's an ERC 721 token on Ethereum that you can trade and sell through OpenSea just like this. Or you can not mint it. And, it's not out yet, but very soon, and there's a lot of talk about OVR will have a marketplace that you can trade OVR properties without actually having to mint them. So you can save gas fees that way, which makes sense because Ethereum gas fees are just absolutely ridiculous right now. Okay, so the OVR token itself is $2.85. Although earlier, and it was just at over $3 like hours ago. So yeah, just a couple hours ago. What is that? 24? Or I guess yesterday. So a day ago, it had broke $3, and now it's back down just a little bit. But this thing's been crushing it since it came out. And those of you don't know, I'm not sponsored by any of these people, but I do own a substantial amount of OVR. So we got MXC, Bilaxy, Bitmart, Uniswap, and now Loopring. You can get OVR on Loopring. We'll talk about that in just a second. But then you don't have to pay Ethereum gas fees to convert from Ethereum. Like, let's say you go to Uniswap and you want to go Ethereum to OVR. There's a lot of gas fees that are going to be involved with this whole process to get your OVR over to the website, right? And that's kind of discouraging. That's discouraging on a lot of these, is going to be those gas fees. And they're trying to make a workaround around that. Here is, let's finish right here. So those are your tokens. But there are, let's see, circulating supply, it lists 110 million, 24 million of those in circulation. 24-hour trading volume is 18.3 roughly $1 million. And the market cap has grown up to $68.5 million. That's crazy. This thing has gone up to rank number 392. And I think when we first talking about it, it wasn't even 1,000. It hasn't been around for a very, very long time, but this is probably my 5th or 6th video on it. So here are OVR Crypto Economics Overview, March 15th of this year. And you can look at how, if you really want to read into this, you can. But the supply, as there's more, the value changes. And here's all your little formulas and scales and everything like that. But just the more it gets used, the more it's worth. Really, that's what you're going to get out of that. It'll just show you how it changes in the curve and stuff. So they have a great mobile app. OVR does. This is it right here. Augmented reality. Real and virtual together. They have fun little treasure hunt you can go on, which is right here. OVR treasure hunt. You can get OVR tokens. You follow the little augmented steps, kind of like Pokemon Go. Find your chest. get you an OVR. And I think they've limited that down. In the beginning, you could just kind of go rampant with it, but now I think it's 1 per wallet or something like that per day. And look at these. Over almost 250,000 lands discovered, and 306, what is that? 3 million total tokens. Lands, 1,000. That's crazy. It's growing fast, really fast. So here we go. They just reached 100,000 lands sold. And at that point, they decided, let's see. Normally it's $10. So however many overland it takes to get to $10. In the beginning it was 100, and then it went down, and I think it was like 24, 28 or something, 30 when I was buying. And now I think it's down to like 4 or 5, whatever it is. But anyway, the goal was to be $10 for each minimum land. Well, now, due to the high demand, the base price is going to grow accordingly. And a maximum now, base prices could be $100 instead of the $10, which it was in the initial first couple months. They're going to rate. So if you're in a high traffic area that people really, really want, and I'm not sure how it's based, but probably by sales. You know, that's why it took a couple minutes for this kind of to come in. They're going to look at what's selling, what people are, how fast it is, are they snatching them up, and then base those prices maybe a little bit higher for the neighboring properties. But I tell you, things are going really, really fast. There's 1.6 trillion OVR lands. We talked about that. Here is the Loopring OVR. And this basically gives you feeless, you can get OVR swaps. Right here, let's see. We're proud to announce that you can now trade OVR to ETH with 0 gas fees on Loopring, the first ZK rollup automated market maker AMM exchange on Ethereum Layer 2. This is not just another exchange listing OVR. This is the future of Ethereum scaling. In the coming months, most of Ethereum dApps will move to rollups on Layer 2. So there you go. Avoiding gas fees, that's a big thing. Here is, so we looked at Rodeo Drive before. Here is the OVR version of Rodeo Drive. And we can see that it's a little bit smaller. So that the square, remember, it covered all of this. And now we're down to just these little hexadecimals. Or, well, not hexadecimal, but these little hexes. Let's see. These are mine. I got a bunch in Rodeo. Pretty much this whole side of the street, actually. Here. You get the picture. I see a lot of future in this. So I own a lot of digital land in a couple different wallets. You can do OVRs. We showed you this back and forth. Once you mint them, you can go to your... I do want to show you some stuff in here. This is the white page. And really, we'll get through... It's a pretty extensive... you can see. But what I want to look at is the roadmap. And this was 2019. We've passed all this, 2020... And now we're into 2021, quarter 1. Virtual land public sale, it's on. The whole world is available. Some of these projects, you can't buy all of the land. There's only certain areas that get released in segments. And some places you can own all of it, all the land's available all at once. But sidechain, let's see, where's the... Right here, gaming. Virtual farming beta, second production, new game. So we're looking at OVR gaming by third quarter 2021. Live event upgrades. There's a lot going on. And then we have a virtual assistant production. But version 2 should be out now. And the virtual assistant, which I don't think I've pulled up on here, but it is in the white page. Let's go back to the top. Here we go. What is the OVR assistant? It's a 3D Okay, let's try that again. Realistic human avatar who uses artificial intelligence. And you can interact with this. You can ask them questions. Hey, where is this on the shelf? And it will augmentedly, through your phone or your glasses or whatever you're using, walk you over to the shelf, show you where products are, tell you prices, answer questions that a paid employee would normally do. But yet you're doing it with an augmented assistant. And you can program them, with certain this, and that. So each one is adaptable to your environment, your retail environment. They're also going to use XDAI. Yeah, see right here, these are the questions you can answer back and forth. So here's your token economy. Governance. We talked, they're non-fungible ERC 721 tokens. That's your land. Core team, IBCO. There's also a monthly cashback system where the first month you get 95%, 85, all the way down. Each month goes down. And it's for the first 500 purchases. Here's the scale of the month. And then you get your cash back right through. All right. There's also a 5% buy. Let's see, guerrilla marketing. Yeah, the creation of flash mobs in major cities. The stuff that you can do owning virtual land is going to be quite crazy. But anyway, there's a 5% fee that goes in for when you buy land, rent land, charge, whatever. Let's go to the map right here. So let's say that I wanted to initiate the auction on here. You can see right now the price would be $358. I got like 4 in here right now. So I can initiate the auction. And then it'll say, what is your bid? So then you go to $358. And then it'll tell you that there's $220 OVR for gas. And that's what you would need to use to get that. So it would cost you all in all 5.78 OVR to get this. And then now how that works with the auction is now you would initiate the auction. You'd have some OVR in your wallet. Once the auction is initiated, you got 24 hours. If somebody wants that property and they want to increase the bid, they have to double it. So whatever let's say it was 5. Then it would go to 10. And then if somebody wants it after that, then it would have to go to 20 and then 40, and you get the idea. It grows quick. Let's just put it that way. So you can really bid back and forth if you really want to get a property. I really think that's most of what we talked about. And then if you want to get a node, I think you need about 500,000 OVR. And that's something way deeper we could talk about in another video. All right, next on the list, Earth 2. So Earth 2, there's 5.1 trillion. And they're run at, I think they're 10 cent, or 0.1 ETH. Let's see. So here, same street. You can see that it's pretty much owned. All of the little flags, that's an owned property. And here is, let's see, that's Rodeo. That's North Beverly. Right there. But quite a bit going on. They're still in phase 1. There's a whole lot going on. So the interesting thing about Earth 2, from what I've read, and I don't, pretend to know the full inner workings of the whole game, but it's an environment. It's the same thing. All of these are basically the same thing. It's a digital overlay of the world that's been segmented into little parcels of various sizes. And each one gives you, basically digital ownership to hold an event, rent it out for someone to do digital advertising, put augmented things. And there's different kinds. You have permanent, where you could put something augmented onto a digital space overlay like that stays whether you're logged in or not. And then you have ones that would disappear with you when you log out, that are attached to you and your presence. We can see here's a couple different parcels, 666 per tile. This is in Hong Kong, Vatican City, $49.99 per tile. And you can go through. So now here's the interesting concept. It's a game as well. And in the game, you'll need resources. Essence is what it takes to make... It's like the spice of Dune. You need essence. Essence is what transactions are basically based on. And yet, I don't think we're quite to that point yet. And you'll need natural resources as well. So that's why they're buying up the oil fields of Mexico, gold mines, silver mines, diamond mines, the real world natural resource asset locations correlate to the assets in theory. That's the speculation. So that's why people are buying up, the ocean, so they can do deep water oil drilling, I would imagine, and stuff. Yeah, it's really interesting, kind of a different concept. And they talk, this article, all these links will be below, but, talks about maybe being the next Bitcoin and this and that. It's just another, I think that it's still in growing. So it's hard to say where it's going to go, because most of the stuff that it says that it's going to do doesn't really go all the way into it. It hasn't fully explained the whole environment of the game and the process. And so I went to Reddit and I started looking around here to see what people were saying. And some people think, there was a little bit of some of the land that they did in Dubai. A lot of overbuying, double book kind of a situation, it seems like. And some people kind of got pushed out. But it seems like it was so popular that it kind of just overloaded their system, is what it sounds like. Some people got pushed away from that. Some people see that as a bullish sign that, hey, this thing is so popular, it can't keep up with demand. And you can take that either way. But here's a couple links you can go through and see what they got to say. But the one right here I want to point out is basically they're saying if you buy something and you want to turn around and resell it right now, that you have to do it at a steep discount of 40 to 60% of whatever you paid at the market, or whatever the market value is. That's not what you're going to get, apparently. And I've seen a couple of different, and this is 2 days ago, so it's not like it was 3 months ago or something like that. These are all from Reddit. People are complaining that basically, just because it says it's valued this or whatever, you can list, but this is just an objective point. I'm not saying one thing or another. ARround, it looks kind of neat. It's a lot of the same thing, overlay and stuff, but it was all mostly in Russian, so I didn't really get too much valuable content other than a bunch of videos with cool AR stuff on it. ARcona, or ARcona, it's pretty cool looking. So if we get into ARcona, we're back to the hexagons. They're 100 square meters. And they're basically, they want to do AR scaling like everyone else with augmented overlays. And, they got some pretty cool stuff on their site. But I don't think it's 100% up to full scale. We can see here's some recently listed lands on OpenSea. And it's the same kind of process. It's ERC 721, and they're called ARcona Digital Land, ARDL. And you're basically trying to build a 3D model of the world with a 3D overlay model of the world. And then last on our list is the Infiniverse. And this one's on EOS. So this is a little different. If you want to get Infiniverse, it's on EOS. Okay. And what you want is Infinicoin, INF. And basically this one's different. You don't actually buy the land. You kind of lease it, I guess. And you register it for a yearly fee, and it's priced per square meter. Here is Infiniverse, the frequently asked questions, and it talks about it's a decentralized augmented reality platform, same as the others. It's an overlay, augmented, and it talks, a little bit. Most of this is the same, but it uses Infiniverse to reduce, or it uses the EOS blockchain to reduce fees. Where can I download the Infiniverse? Here you go. Here's where you can get some apps. These links will be below. And it supports, the normal ARkit, ARcore. And here we go. We were talking about attached and persistent content, right? So attached is the stuff that follows you around. When you log out, it goes with you, right? And then persistent, that's the stuff that stays, that everybody can see no matter if you're on or off and stuff. So the thing about owning the land itself, the concept that they try to point out right here is, if nobody owned it and everyone wanted to put like lasting content, it would just become a mess. It would just be a jumble of everyone putting their stuff there, and there'd be no rhyme, reason, order. And so that's why you can allow people to do stuff that comes with them, but then you own and kind of control what the permanent stuff is. Here's Infinicoin. Infinicoin INF is a token on the EOS blockchain, virtual currency that powers the Infiniverse economy. And you need it to make stuff work. Where can you get it? On EOS based exchanges, including YOLO. In the future we plan to support credit cards for land registration. And this is a little bit of an older frequency, so I'm not sure when they plan to update. And this Samsung Next thing, they did like a 3-month project with Samsung AR and helped them. It's not an ongoing thing, it was a one-time thing, it seems like. Yeah, so that's what we got. We got Infiniverse, we got ARcona, SuperWorld, OVR, and Earth 2. Quite a bit of competition growing in this overlay augmented reality universe. Each one has its things. I really dig the complexity, which is probably why I got, let's see, ARcona, this is it, more into the OVR stuff, I think. Here is OVR, so it's fully decentralized. This is it comparing to like ARround, ARcona, Infiniverse. So yeah, ARcona, all the lands aren't available. Infiniverse they are, ARround they are. It's growing. It's got a good base. It's got a working product. It's got a lot of working overlay stuff. It's pretty cool. It's ready to go for what you want to do. So I think that's why I liked that one a little bit. This one has some big names and some really cool stuff with it too. SuperWorld. So I'm really bullish on this one too. I'll be keeping an eye. It's, one of those things. What do you guys think? What would you pick? OVR, Earth 2, SuperWorld, Infiniverse. Until then, I'm excited about this kind of stuff though. Right now I think it feels like all the horses are in the stalls ready to run, and we're just waiting on glasses that are cool enough for people to wear. Carrying your phone around and doing the AR stuff is, yeah, that's cool, but it's not as cool as it can be. And that's where it's going to be. That's going to be that breaking point where people are like, holy shit, this is cool. Anyway, all right, everybody, cheers.